Bada bing, bada boom. You know what it is. Geeks are back on the scene. Picks and predictions. We got a fight night. The boy is back. Sean Strickland. He's fighting Abus Magomedov in a little action boot, little high stakes middleweight scrapperoonie. Let's get into it. We're starting from the bottom. Gonna work our way all the way up to the top. Every single fight in the card. First fight of the night. Guram Kutaladze takes his fight in short notice. 12-3. He's fighting Elvis Brenner, who's 14-3, younger guy in the UFC. Definitely not ideal for him. The matchup switch, I believe it was like, who was it? It was the Monkey Boy, Monkey King, Jordan Levitt, and then you get Guram Kutaladze. That's kind of fadedness. I'm taking Guram. What you got, Fish?
I'm riding Guram. One thing I love about this dude is that he beat a 17-0 Mateusz Gamrot. So this dude can stuff a couple takedowns. Elvis Brenner, only option here is to get a sub off. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. Shoot the box. But yeah, give me Guram. The odds right now are like almost at minus 600. So you gotta do a little play or something. But Guram.
What you got, Goose?
I got not a chance that I will touch Garam at minus 600. I will actually say this. I'll pick Brenner here. All right. Is it the smartest pick? Probably not, but stylistically, very similar kind of to Damir Ismagulov, who just beat Garam by split decision. All right. You could say Damir probably has a little bit better wrestling, but Brenner has that flashy style, that Chuta box, Charles Oliveira style. And I think against a guy in Garam who's been out for over a year now, it's going to take him some time to get his feet wet. He's coming in on short notice. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he needs a check, maybe. Who knows? But to be out for a year and then come back on short notice, it's a little bit questionable to me. And I definitely see a path for Elvis Brenner here, especially winning 2 rounds and getting a decision. It might be a close 2 rounds. I could see a split here, but I mean, he's in the plus 400s. Let's take a little salt-based sprinkle on Elvis Brenner.
Interesting. All right, we're moving to the next one. We got a heavyweight scrap. Alexander Romanov, 16-2, coming on against Blagoy Ivanov, 19-5. I'm probably gonna side with Romanov because I've seen him out grapple some guys that I've seen out grapple Ivanov. So I'm just gonna take that MMA math and kind of run with it. Romanov looked like shit in his last fight. But I mean, I feel like that's kind of the best spot to get him on a bounce back because there's no way he looks that bad again. And Blagoy, the trajectory Romanov was on, I think that he can bounce back here against Blagoy, who I don't think is too much of a talent at heavyweight, too much of a threat at least. What do you got, Goose?
Blagoy. I can't pick Romanov after last time. I had confidence in him against Volkov. I was going, oh, he looks fat on the scale, but he's still going to take down Volkov. It's hard to turn that around in 3 months. Like, he got obese quickly. And I don't think from March to July 1st that, I mean, maybe he is going to have a crazy change, but he didn't seem motivated. He's got to get takedowns, and he has 1 round of cardio even when he's at his best. All right. So if he doesn't come in at his best, it's going to be hard to finish Blagoy. And then you're standing up with him for 2 rounds on the back end. Blagoy is going to be the pick for me here, just out of pure, I can't pick Romanov.
Fair enough. Fish, what you got?
Blagoy Decisionovsky. This dude is stabbed in the fucking gut, boy. He was stabbed in the fucking gut. Ain't no Alexander Romanov is gonna kill his ass, boy. Give me that kid. Underdog plus 115, decision to boost it. I see him lasting.
I like it.
But yeah, give me Blagoy.
Fair enough.
That's going to be a bad 3rd round, dude. That's going to be a bad 3rd round.
All right, we're moving into the next one. We got a featherweight scrap. Joe Anderson Brito, 14-3-1, coming out against Weston Wilson, 16-7. I'm gonna take Joe Anderson Brito because this guy is just super dangerous. Obviously, we've seen some holes in his game, but Weston Wilson, entering the UFC, This is a tall test, and I think Burrito's grappling is going to kind of reign superior in this matchup. I know Weston Wilson has a little bit of experience, wrestling on the ground, but Burrito's kind of just a different beast at this level, and I think it's kind of overwhelmed the kid. So give me Joe Anderson, Burrito. Maybe he gets like a late round sub. So maybe sprinkle that. What do you got, Fish?
Dude, I think man baby Joe Anderson Brito's gonna win this fight, but it's he's at a -14, -1500 odds, so fuck that. I'm staying away from this one.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Goosey, what do you got?
Um, it's like a flashback of me at Moe's earlier. I'm looking at the board and I'm picking a burrito. I'm going Joe Anderson burrito here. I think he gets a first round finish. All right, he comes out, he throws bombs, and he looks to wrap up subs. Weston Wilson, I mean, questionable resume, solid. Short notice. If it wasn't, I don't know if he would be in the UFC. And Joe Anderson Burrito is a tough guy to make a debut on short notice again. So round one, that -1400, definitely not worth it, but round one you might get some value.
Yep. All right, we're moving to the next one. We got a flyweight scrap, a women's boot. Ivana Petrovic making her UFC debut at 6-0. Fighting Luana Carolina, 8-4. This is a fight where, like, man, I always take the overs in these kinds of fights, but Luana Carolina is one of those chicks where she goes down, man, and she throws some shots where it's like, what's going on? All right, like, what is going on? So I'm gonna take Ivana Petrovic just because, as a prospect, I'm just gonna bank on her being like a decent fighter at flyweight in the UFC and beating Luana Carolina. So and I would say over, but like I said, like wouldn't be surprised with anything happens in this one. So maybe this is a good under sprinkle if that's got some plus value. What do you got, Fish?
I'm taking the girl Ivana Petrovic in this one. She's got a bunch of amateur experience. She's got this Luana, she's on a 2L streak. That spinning elbow it was devastating. I don't know what it feels like to get knocked out like that. But yeah, I'm not picking Luana.
Goose?
Gotta fade Luana here. Don't know if I like laying big favorite value on a UFC debuter, especially 6-0. It's not a ton of experience, but stylistically, Luana Carolina cannot grapple. All right. And if this fight gets to the ground, she's in trouble. We just saw Joanne Wood kind of be able to push a pace and then grapple when things got iffy for her there. Petrovic, very good and a dominant submission threat on the ground. I could see a finish there, honestly. Submission or decision, that's a coin flip for me. But probably go decision Petrovic.
All right, we're moving to the next one. We got a women's boot at 45, which is something that we might not see too many of going forward here. Yana Santos, 14-7, coming out against Carol Rosa, 16-5. I'm gonna take Carol Rosa because we all watched Yana Santos try to grapple like it's the only thing she knows how to do in her last fight. And Carol Rosa has some game in the wrestling department. So I mean, as long as she can nullify Yana and her like relentless pressure to get takedowns and grapple because that's her thing and she like hates to strike, then I think Rosa can kind of turn this into a fight on the feet where she kind of does her thing. So I'm taking Carol Rosa decision. This one's a good over for me because even if it doesn't go that way, Yana's gonna just hold position for a decision. So I like the over in this one. Who do you like, Goosey?
I think I'm gonna pick Yana Santos. I mean, this fight kind of tough to break down. They both do similar things. They're both decent boxing, not a lot of kicks, and all right wrestling. Yana Santos, though, if you keep your eye on the PFL news, Thiago Santos just got popped for little drugs in the system, and you might be sharing them with your wife. So if that comes down to it, Yana might just have that little extra edge here. All right. Probably not a solo act by Tiago. I'm gonna pick Yana.
That's a
Decision.
very bold take. Inside scoop. Attaboy Goose. What do you got, Fish?
Yana is moving up to 45 for this one, so I don't know. I'm gonna ride with Carol Rosa. I'm just riding with
Dude,
Carol Rosa, but I'm gonna stay away from this one. I'm taking
30,
Carol Rosa to win.
35 is way better than 45 for women's too. Like there's a reason they're getting rid of 45. Just saying.
All right. He's just saying we're moving into the featured bout of the prelims. Where does Kevin Lee fit into this? 19-7. He fits in right into the featured boot against Renat Fakhretdinov. 21-2. Put an absolute stomping on Brian Battle, which just that win just keeps looking better and better, as time goes on. And man, Kevin Lee goes to a really tough decision with Diego Sanchez in his last fight over there. I think it was like Eagle FC, I believe. And man, that's just not this level. And that's kind of just like where I'm at. So I mean, Kevin Lee, I'm sleeping on him for this fight for sure. I'm not a believer right now. I think that, there was other moves to be made. I think that other promotions, other things, there's so many options. He was a free agent. He decided to come back to the UFC, and the UFC gave him Renat Fakhretdinov. So that's a red flag for me. And I think that Renat is an absolute beast. So unless Kevin Lee pulls a rabbit out of his hat, I think Renat's going to kind of roll through. So that's my pick. What do you got, Fish?
Yeah, I think Kevin Lee may be able to stuff a couple takedowns, but we're not just gonna keep on shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. And when I had Battle in the fight against Renat, and I was like, he's gonna stuff some takedowns, he's gonna stand up. The boy lost the worst fight he's ever lost, and I see it happening for Kevin Lee. I see him grabbing, I see Renat just eventually grabbing him and putting him down. This dude's 20-1 and just fucking relentless wrestler. I'm taking him.
Yeah, I know some like pretty big wrestling fans, American wrestling fans that are like pretty invested in Renat. They think his wrestling's impressive as hell. So, Goosey, what do you have for this featured prelim bout? Tell us.
Fellas, here's the play. And it's gonna be Kevin Lee. All right. And you break it down. Stylistically, yeah, Kevin Lee coming off not his best performance. He also got his knee blown out in the first 10 seconds by a Diego Sanchez just wild kick. Still beat him 3-0. All right. Diego Sanchez, he's all right. Old in his career, but Renat, on the other hand, you look at him, he looked dominant. What does Brian Battle not do, though? He can't stuff takedowns. All right. Wrestling isn't there. The jiu-jitsu, the striking, very good for Brian Battle. You look at Kevin Lee, the wrestling is there. The striking is there. The jiu-jitsu's not. I don't think Renat has a lot of jiu-jitsu because he wasn't getting subs off against Brian Battle. Was he shooting takedowns, getting them over and over? Yes, but wrestling is a little bit different beast when you're not getting those takedowns. When you're shooting and getting stuffed on the feet, that gas tank tends to wear. I think we see Kevin Lee stuff some takedowns. That's a specialty. All right. He's a beast in the wrestling department. Stuffs him. He's got more pop, a little bit better stand up. He wins. Probably, maybe a knockout, probably decision.
All right, heard it here first. We're moving into the main card. Nursultan Ruziboev. This is a fight going down at 85 against Bruno Ferreira. Bruno Ferreira is 10-0. Ruziboev is 34-8-2. Bruno Ferreira just knocked out RoboCop in a fight that he was not supposed to win. Let's be honest about that. He was, outmatched, honestly. Like, RoboCop is just on this huge run. He's looking better than ever. He's already had his setbacks. It was kind of like, here's kind of like a young prospect that poses a threat and like you should be able to get past him. And Bruno Ferreira just landed an absolute nuclear missile on his chin. and the kid's power is unreal. So I mean, at this point, I've seen Nursultan, like he's very talented. He's got high skill level, but at this 85 weight class and the level of athleticism Bruno Ferreira brings, they call him like the Hulk. Dude, I'm taking him, man. I think he lands a big shot. It's gonna be hard for him to not find the chin on a lot of guys. And for people that I've seen, fall down and get knocked out and that kind of thing, like it's just I think Bruno's at that point now. So I'm taking him here. I think I'm gonna roll the dice on him. What do you got, Fish?
My fighter of the week, the Hulk, Bruno Ferreira. That boy's got the melatonin in his glove, boy. He's about to hit the chin, put the homie to sleep. Bruno, knockout. That's my pick.
Goose.
Bruno Ferreira, knockout. I think he's gonna put him out cold. The guy's got crazy pop. Nursultan, on the other hand, decent record. Stylistically, you might think it would be tough because he has pretty good wrestling, but the resume, very questionable. All right, you look through those records, like his last fight, he fought someone 12-12. He lost to someone like 17-11 a few fights ago. And Bruno Ferreira, the guy's so stocky, so strong, he's gonna be hard to get takedowns. And if this fight's stuck on the feet, Fish said it best. The boy's got melatonin. So give me Bruno knockout.
Fair enough. All right, we're moving to the next one. This one, I'm super pumped for this one. We got Benoit Saint Denis 10-1 coming out against Ismail Bonfim. Benoit is 10-1, Ismail 19-3. Bonfim's my fighter of the week, my geek of the week. This kid is fucking insane. If Benoit can't get takedowns, this is gonna turn into a bloodbath. And one fight I can't get out of my head is that I think it was like UFC 290 or 267 or something like that. It was like Glover and Jan. And Benoit fought Zaleski. And it was one of the worst, like just the ref. That was like the fight that the Dana had to fire the ref and get him out of there because he wouldn't stop it. And Benoit just ate shots. Like it was like a murder scene after the fight. Just 3 rounds of nonsense. And I think that Ismail Bonfim, like the fact that I saw Benoit get exposed like that from a guy like Zaleski, dude, Bonfim put on such a clinic against Terrence McKinney. He showed the craziest striking ability. Like this guy is so slick, and he's gonna put it on Benoit on the feet. And I can't wait. This is a fight where he's gonna be able to display a lot of his grappling and his wrestling skills that we haven't gotten to see. So this is I'm pumped, man. This is gonna end brutally, I believe. So I'm taking Ismail by knockout. What do you got, Fish?
Yeah, I'm riding with Ismael, baby. The only he's the last time this dude's been subbed was to Hanato Moicano. We've mentioned this in previous one of his previous fights against Terrence, but Ismael, baby. Ismael. And he is about to lay some hands on Benoit, just like you said.
Lucy?
I'm gonna pick Ismail here. Bonfim. I think it's gonna be one of those decisions where you just kind of feel bad after for like how tough the other guy was and just how much abuse he took. Because like the fight that you referred to, CEO, I don't know if you can crack that Saint Denis chin after all he went through. Maybe the ref should have just stopped it though. So I definitely could see Bonfim getting a knockout here, but I'm gonna tip the cap to Saint Denis. I think that he is tough enough and he'll have some clinch situations that'll kind of save him from just getting put out. So I'm gonna take Bonfim by decision.
Fair enough. We're moving into this female flyweight scrap. Ariane Lipsky 15-8 versus Melissa Gatto 8-1-2. And I'm taking the over 2.5 because I think these are 2 stellar athletes that are just gonna fight like amazing stallions into the bell. All right. That's my take. Goosey, what do you got?
Respect for that take. I see the same thing. I also see Gatto probably winning. I know that Lipsky looked good her last performance. I don't know if stuffing takedowns from JJ Aldrich is making you a world beater though. All right. Gatto, a beast on the ground. All right, an absolute beast on the ground. Even if she's on bottom, she can pull guard and work her way to top. it's going to be a tale of two halves because Lipsky much better on the feet, Gato much better on the ground. In these fights, especially in the women's game, the grappler tends to win. So give me Gato by decision or
Yeah.
submission Gato.
Fair.
I'm
What do you
writing the
got,
same
Fish?
thing. I like that. I like that. Gato sub sounds pretty good.
I
Or
like
decision. Actually, I like Gato decision. I'm gonna just ride the other side.
I like that. I like that. All right, we're moving to the next one. We got a welterweight scrap. We got Max the Pain Griffin, 19-9, coming out against Michael Morales, 14-0. This is a huge fight because Michael Morales is an absolute stallion. This guy is a crazy phenom. I mean, the pure athleticism power that this kid has, it's just unreal. I mean, he can do backflips standing. It's crazy. And thing is, he has a lot of like technical flaws. Like he's very reckless and he's very aggressive and he does have some bizarre techniques. So it's kind of we're at the point. We're here. We're fighting Max Griffin. We're fighting a vet that's going to be able to kind of expose things that other guys that he's fought before haven't been able to expose. So we're really going to see what Michael Morales is about in this fight. Griffin's got a chin. So I mean, nah, I'm taking Morales to get a knockout in this fight in the second round. I think the first round, Max Griffin's going to be vet savvy. He's going to survive. He's going to kind of like show him a couple things. And I think Morales is kind of figure it out middle of the second round. And he's going to land a big shot. He just has too many dangerous tools, I think, for Max Griffin, but it's going to be a good test for him. What do you got, Goose?
Dude, Morales round 2 really does sound nice to me because you look at this fight, what's Max Griffin's most probable way to victory? He's gonna have to wrestle. What does Max Griffin not really do? That's wrestle. All right. He throws it in every once in a while, but he's kind of looking to throw bombs on the feet. I don't really think that he's gonna have much for Morales in the stand-up. All right, he's gonna get kicked up in the legs, he's gonna get pieced with the hands. I do see him trying to get takedowns and work clinches up against the fence. I see him that game plan working for 5 minutes. He gets to the second round, and then he already does kind of have gas tank issues. He's getting older, and I think that if you're standing in front of a young just beast in Michael Morales, he's gonna catch you. Round 2 sounds good to me. Let's ride.
Let's go. Front kick.
Yeah, Max Griffin. The reason I'm not picking him is just because the age gap. I mean, the last time he's got knocked out was a long time ago. He's only been knocked out one time, but this dude is young. I mean, 37 versus this kid was born in 1999, June 27th. So I mean, his birthday was a couple days ago.
His birthday's today.
Well, no, today's the 27th. I meant the 24th. My friend's birthday was today. Shout out my boy. But no,
Happy
yeah,
birthday, Fish's boy.
couple days ago. That's crazy. So yeah, dude, this dude is young as fuck, and I see him getting the finish. I see him finishing Griffin.
Yeah. All right, we're moving to the co-main here. We got Grant Dawson, 19-1-1, coming out against Damir Ismagulov, 24-2. I'm taking Damir Ismagulov because I think he's going to have a huge advantage on the feet, and I don't see Grant Dawson being that huge physical beast that he's going to need to be where he's got close to 10 minutes of control time because he can't really afford to be on the feet for too long with a guy like Damir, who's got all these crazy shots, and we've seen Grant Dawson take some shots. So I mean, this one's definitely a coin flip type fight for me, but I'm gonna lean towards Damir, and I want to say there's gonna be a finish, but I definitely think that these are two tough guys. So I would say Damir by decision. Maybe just lays the hands on Grant a little bit more in a couple of these rounds. What do you got, Goose?
Demir, that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm a little bit nervous just because he did kind of like retire and say he had health issues, which is not promising coming into this one. But I mean, you look through the resume, He's beaten wrestlers in the past. Obviously, Sarukian was able to get him down and win a decision, but I feel like Sarukian might be in a little different tier than Grant Dawson. That's what he's going to have to prove to me in this fight. So, especially with this line closing, a lot of people are picking Grant Dawson. I think it's just giving you a better price on Demir's Magulov here. So let's go Demir. I think he probably wins a decision because Grant Dawson is tough. Wouldn't be surprised if he snatches a neck up or something, but Demir's going to be the pick.
Yeah, really gonna test the gas tank here for Grant. What are you doing here, Fish?
This one's tough because Demir does not like to lose, but neither does Grant. So, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ride with the American blood, Grant Dawson, and I'm just riding with the American, bro. I mean, his last time out submits an Olympic wrestler in Mark Madsen. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Give me Grant Dawson. Give me Grant Dawson, baby.
Mark Madsen wins pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good. We're moving into the main event. We got Sean Strickland, 26-5. What do they call this guy? Like the American Psycho? Versus Abus Magomedov, 25-4-1. If I'm correct, this guy's only got like a few fights, maybe one fight in the UFC against like Stoltzfus, Dustin Stoltzfus. So he's not exactly proven at all. Sean Strickland, on the other hand, we've seen him through and through. Definitely doesn't make the wisest decisions when he's in there. I see that, in his camp, he's doing like 2-on-1 sparring, which is definitely an interesting technique coming into this fight. But I mean, I'm just going to stick to what I know, and that's Sean Strickland probably jabs the shit out of this dude and wins a decision. Let's be real. I mean, Abus, what's he going to do? He's going to try to wrestle Sean Strickland. I don't really see a guy, overwhelming Strickland at this point, especially looking back at Abus, reputation. This guy likes to go to decision as it is. So, I mean, maybe the first round's got a little bit of fireworks, but I think Strickland's just going to jab this guy to shit and win a decision. Maybe he gets a late finish. That'd be pretty dope, but probably not. All right. Probably just a few hard jabs. What do you got, Goose?
I'm going to pick Strickland, and the first round is going to terrify me. Abus is going to come with some wild shit early. All right. And I think Strickland is going to have to take some shots. He's going to get caught a little bit. But, I mean, he was taking shots from Jared Cannonier in December. He just fought Nasruddin Imavov, very good striker. On short notice, was able to come in and go 5 rounds. I think that, unless Magomedov is just an absolute beast that is destined for a title shot, I think that Strickland probably wins this. And then you think to the future, like they've said Izzy's fighting in September. All right. I don't know if Dricus and Whitaker are going to be ready for that. Maybe Sean Strickland wins. You put him in a title shot with Izzy, that might be press conference of the year. Okay, so that's what I'm cheering for in this one. I think that Sean Strickland might probably win a decision, but I'm going to be so nervous that first round.
Fish, what do you got?
Gimme Sean Strickland, baby. I'm riding with the USA again on this one. Abus, he's not proven yet. He's not proven yet. These stats are skewed, baby. They're skewed. Skewed as fuck. That's what I got for this one. Give me Sean Strickland. Stick and jab and move. All you gotta do is see 2 Abus in front of him. He's gotta see 2 Abais. He's gotta see the Abai in front of him. And he's got it. You just look at his Instagram, he's Gucci.
Fair enough. Let's go. Those are the picks and predictions. This is a UFC Fight Night Strickland versus Abus. The boys are riding Strickland, the American psychopath. We're taking him by decision. Let's go. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Get after us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. Let's go. Interviews coming soon.